The Bicentennial Blues. It's a blues year. I've been painted a picture of Angola, Louisiana. Pictures of deals in back alleys where politicians often hide. Much more important to me than Angola, Louisiana. Got a lot to do with justice, but more with Gary Tyler's life. It's a blues year. It's a blues year. The blues was born on the American wilderness. The blues was born on the beaches where the slave ships docked. Born on the slave man's auction block. The blues was born and carried on the howling wind. The blues grew up a slave. The blues grew up as property. The blues grew up in Nat Turner visions. The blues grew up in Harriet Tubman courage. The blues grew up in small town deprivation. The blues grew up in big city isolation. The blues grew up in the nightmares of the white man. The blues grew up in the blues singing of Bessie and Billy and Mom. The blues grew up in Satchmo's horn, on Duke's piano, in Langston's poetry, on Robeson's baritone. The point is that the blues is grown. The blues is grown now, full grown, and you can trace the evolution of the blues on a parallel line with the evolution of this country. From Plymouth Rock to Acid Rock, from 13 states to Watergate. The blues is grown, but not the home. The blues is grown, but the country has not. And it's the Bicentennial Blues. And what about now? The blues is now. The blues has grown up and the country has not. The country has been ripped off. Ripped off like the Indians. Ripped off like jazz. Ripped off like nature. Ripped off like Christmas. Manhandled by media overkill. Goosed by aspiring vice presidents. Violated by commercial corporations. And what about now? And what about now? What about now? What about now? I ain't never been nowhere near Angola, Louisiana. Down in St. Charles Parish, where the sun won't go alone. walk in your living room, as long as it's around your home. Send love to Brother Tyler, but after all is said and done, truth is, Angola, Louisiana, you're the one. We're here. Justice, halfway liberty.